All right, so I'm now in I'm in an LA, and obviously a junkyard. I've been under attack all day. They're being killed, and now a helicopter is just hovering in the ghetto directly over me. Look at it. It's a military helicopter, I think. There's 4 people standing over there in the corner in some type of strange pact. And that's about it. We'll see how long it stays. I know I haven't recorded in a while. A lot of stuff has been going on. A lot of interesting things. A lot of travel, a lot of fun. They're gonna die. You are all going to die. You're all gonna die. Isn't that great? I just want to go ahead and tell everybody, the secret's out. I'm the owner. My name is James Pinder. I'm the owner. This motherfucker's mine, and no one else's. It's not some white man's. It's not some politician's. It's not some Smurf from the Philippines or something like that. It's mine, and I'm killing everything. And this is the reaction that you get from it. Look at him. Look at him. He's backing up towards me. Look at him. So he was right there. Now he was backing up towards me, and now he's maneuvering in this direction, and now he may leave. We'll see. He's leaving. This is an act of what some might call intimidation by military. Can you imagine? And I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, can you imagine what could have happened to people, to slaves, after being held down by white people for 300 years of slavery? And that was just black people. Oh, he might have left because who knows why he left, but 300 years. And I was just, I go down to Huntington Beach, I go down to Newport Beach, and I see the enormous amount of wealth and who represents that wealth. And I have to tell you that 99% of the people that I see are white. 99%. You might see a smattering of an Asian person. If you're lucky, you might see a black person, but they might be the housekeeper or someone taking care of their dogs. Oh, I also wanted to mention that I've been under increased harassment by the police. They actually put me in jail for 10 days on made-up charges. They were they were actually putting in warrants for my arrest for charges that already I had served time for. So, for example, if I had a petty theft charge that ended in like 2015, or sorry, like last year or something like that, they would they would place the charge again, and the judge into the system, and then it would create a bench warrant. So literally, I hadn't been arrested for or given a citation for almost 6 months. 6 or 7 months, and then one day a cop shows up and says, you got a warrant for your arrest. I'm like, I haven't been cited or anything. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then he gives me and then he takes me to jail. He takes me to jail, and then and then I get out. It was like a regular warrant, so you get cited and released. And I don't go to court. If you've ever seen some of these documentaries of these white judges and prosecutors, and they boast about how, they were just overly aggressive with some of these light sentences, and sending people to jail for 30-40 years for doing absolutely nothing wrong, or like smoking a joint. Like, who are these white people to decide what you can and cannot put into your own body? It's not their business. And so once you start realizing the hypocrisy and the silliness that's going on here, you start to not want to be a part of the system. But again, 300 years of slavery created this monster. And I don't know if they were a monster beforehand, but it enhanced their monster abilities to not be able to see past their own egos and insanity. And they started believing that they have the right to control the actions of people as if they're a commodity. And you know, it's like, oh yeah, so I have, and if you do any research about these religions, like metaphysics and stuff like that, they consider themselves the custodians of this place. And while they're dumping nuclear waste, and putting their nice homes on the beach, they're making the entire place filthy. But they're the custodians. And so, you know, you have to deal with this type of crazy mentality, and they have armed themselves with weapons. And some of them you can't see, and some of them you can, like that military helicopter. I haven't been attacked by a helicopter in some time, but I've been going through increased amounts of harassment because of the police. And if you say anything or do anything, as you know, a lot of them are trigger happy. And so I don't want to get shot at for saying no. And theoretically, all they're really doing is kidnapping you, because they don't have the right to put their hands on you over some made up, and as I have seen, made up charges. And so they were and then I went through several weeks of just constant, like every single day I would see a cop or cops show up giving me citations, telling me this, telling me that, every single day. And so it started building up. And so I finally went to jail. They eventually, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting out of this town. I'm getting out of Huntington Beach. They followed me. They stalked me to wherever I went. No matter where I went, I would get stalked. I could be on the bike trail 20 miles away near LA, and I would see a cop. Or I would go into a park somewhere, and then it'd be a cop or one of their minions that show up and do stuff. Now, as you can see, these people are still here. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're in some type of meditative trance. But one of the things I'm feeling right now is that I have to poop, and they constantly might be giving me that feeling. That's all they kind of are capable of at this time. They're very robotic, and I'm sure anyone who's watching this video, you're just like them. And fuck you is what I have to say, basically. I'm killing you. You're not going to survive. This is mine, and I'm getting rid of you. And thank goodness that I am. Hell yeah. I don't understand how any person could come up with this idea that they have the right to tell others what they should and shouldn't be doing. Especially when you ain't got your shit straight. Now, you have to be operating with that idea in mind, that we ain't got our shit straight, but at least we're gonna try and make ourselves feel better about it. And at the same time, I personally, since I'm the owner, have certain abilities. For example, I know some people might have heard of Freddy Krueger. The idea that someone can enter into your dreams, and no such thing as dreams, but that space, some people call it the astral plane, I don't know. That space where when you're resting and you close your eyes, I can get in there and fucks with you. I can kill you right from there. I can kill you in your sleep. And some people might say that, oh, that's not happening. Did I just not show you the helicopter that hovered over me in the LA ghetto? And I haven't done the videos in a while, so shit does happen. Believe it or not. So anyway, I lost my point. There's tons of things going on. They crazy. I've spent almost 5-6 years of dealing with the psychopaths trying to convince me that they're my friends and that they are trying to help me, while at the same time putting me in jail. And by the way, when I go to jail, what they recently have been doing is putting me into a cell. I've been protective custody because if I'm in the open, I'll get harassed nonstop. So they put me in a cell with like a gangster or somebody who, you know, is tattooed up, who probably is a killer, etc., etc., who's also in protective custody. And because I'm the owner, you can't be around me. You can't be in a close range for too long because some people might call it an aura. It's not. I don't think that's just a made-up term. The point is that I basically am killing you. So I can take from you everything that you've got, anything that I want from you. Your totality of your experiences, your warmth, your cold, your thoughts. I can manipulate you, all that type of stuff. Anything I want to do. And so so when they put me in a jail cell, they might have realized that particular issue, and so it pisses the other person off because I'm not gonna just turn it off because someone's having a bad day in jail. I'm gonna continue it, and then the police have the ability to influence that person also. And so what's been happening is that they've been putting me in a cell with a person, and then within about a day or so, maybe even less, they end up getting real agitated, and then they want to fight. And so I end up having to leave the cell, and then what happens is the deputies are like, no, just work it out. You're adults. And this happens over and over and over again. And then I end up having to yell and scream to get me out of the fucking cell for my own personal safety. And so recently I had to go on suicide watch in order to get the fucking deputies to remove me from the cell and basically into solitary confinement so that no one can get to me. And this is what they do. This is what they're doing in jail. People die in jail on the regular, and white people are responsible for it. They literally use it as a prison torture camp, and you justify it with laws and rules which only apply to people who they consider slaves or lower class or whoever they decide to fuck with at the time. And yes, they run experiments directly from jail cells. So when you hear people going to jail for like years and stuff, when they come out, I guarantee you they're not the same. It might even take a day or two. It might even be that long. It could be, when they get them in the system, it could be a month. Some people, and what I figure is that they're changing their personalities, they're adjusting things so that they become better slaves towards the white man. And this is the way that this is just modern day slavery. And I've been told that, why don't you just go get a job? Why don't you go do this? I can't work around people. They will get agitated, angry, everywhere I go. I can go to the library. Like, I was at the LA library, the LA Public Library yesterday. First time I've ever been there. I was there for less than 30-40 minutes. Literally 2 cops show up, and this place is huge. It's like 5 or 6 floors. Rooms upon rooms upon rooms. Literally 2 cops show up and start patrolling around my area over and over and over again. And I go to the front. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go have a joint. I go to the front, and the cops are just sitting there at the desk waiting for me, and I'm taking notes. And then I get back in, and then almost immediately, a lady comes by and starts trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing. She was like, okay, you got your shoes off. Why do you have your shoes off? You need to put this away. And then I have like a cup, a plastic cup that had water in it. It was empty. You need to take that and put that in a bag because we don't like cups. I'm like, what? I probably killed her ass. They ain't come back the rest of the day. And the cops. I ain't hear a peep from them. This is what's happening. So this is James Pinder, the owner, a black man that's getting rid of you. Don't ever fucking come back. Don't fucking disrespect me. Take your shit and get away from me. No, don't take no shit. Just get away from me. You stupid fucking monkeys. I hate you. I am so happy that you're finally dying and that you're never gonna come back ever again to threaten and to bother anybody ever again. What a blessing this is.